Hey guys, right here I have a 2016 Kia Carens 1.7 CRDi 4. And today I'm going to make a startup and full vehicle tour video of it, show you the features inside and out. So here is the key. Let's go ahead and start it up first. As you can see, the side mirrors are currently folded out. Upon locking the car, the side mirrors automatically fold in, and upon unlocking, the side mirrors automatically fold out again. This Carens does have a 6-speed manual, and to start, put your foot on the clutch, insert the key into the slot right here, and twist the key like you would in a normal car. The third generation Carens uses a rack and pinion electric power steering system. Kia's flex steer steering modes is standard on the Carens. 3 modes are offered. Normal is the default setting, Sport tightens the steering for a sportier drive, and Comfort lightens the steering to make it easier to drive around town or when parking. A leather-wrapped steering wheel with sport grips at 10 and 2 is standard on the 4 trim. The 1.7 turbodiesel engine producing 134 horsepower can be paired to either a 6-speed manual or an optional 6-speed automatic. To engage reverse for the manual transmission, pull a catch below the gear knob and push the gear lever all the way to the left and up. Front and rear parking sensors and a reverse camera with guidance lines, which are standard on the 4 trim, automatically comes on upon engaging reverse. The base of the gear lever is covered in leather as well. In terms of safety, the Carens gets 6 airbags, anti-lock braking system with electronic brake force distribution and brake assist, electronic stability control, vehicle stability management, emergency stop signal, hill start assist control, an alarm system with immobilizer, deadlocking, and ISOFIX child seat anchor points for the rear seats. Now, let's turn on the hazards, lights, front and rear fog lights, take a look at the engine, and roll down the driver's side window. "17-inch 5 twin-spoke alloy rims are standard on the 4 trim. The rims on this car are wrapped in Hankook Ventus Prime 2 205/50 R17 tires. Ventilated disc brakes and solid disc brakes are present front and rear respectively. For the suspension, the front gets McPherson struts, while the rear gets a torsion beam setup. Kia's Compact Multi-Purpose Vehicle or MPV, the Carens, was first introduced in 1999 as the RS generation. This generation went on sale until 2006 before it was replaced by the second generation UN model. The third generation, also known as the RP generation, debuted at the 2012 Paris Motor Show. The Carens RP features Kia's signature tiger nose grille and its current design language. Kia markets the Carens worldwide under several different names, depending on the country it is sold in. This Carens is powered by a 1.7 litre, dual overhead cams, 16 valves, turbodiesel inline-4 engine with common rail direct injection. This engine produces 134 horsepower at 4000 rpm and 330 Nm of torque between 2000 and 2500 rpm. 0 to 62 miles per hour or 0 to 100 km per hour takes 10.4 seconds, and the top speed is 119 miles per hour or 191 km per hour. With a 58-litre fuel tank, combined fuel consumption for the Carens 1.7 CRDi 134 manual is 56.4 miles per gallon or 5 litres per 100 kilometers. 132 grams of carbon dioxide is emitted per kilometer, and the Carens is a front-wheel drive vehicle. The Carens RP was launched in the UK in May 2013. The current engine lineup consists of a 1.6 petrol and a 1.7 turbo diesel with either 114 or 139 horsepower. As for trim levels, there are 4 main trims, 1, 2, 3, and 4, and one value-added trim called the SR7. Exterior features of the Carens 4 includes automatic manual leveling halogen projector headlights, automatic wipers, LED daytime running lights, cornering lights, front and rear fog lights, front and rear parking sensors, indicators on the body-colored side mirrors, chrome front grille surround with black high-gloss mesh, chrome door handles, chrome side window and rear hatch trim, roof rails, and a rear spoiler. You do have some storage down below together with a bottle holder, and your speaker is right there. Right here you do have your mirror controls, window lock, and your window controls. All of the windows in this car are powered, while the driver's side gets a fully automatic function in both directions. Right here you do have your heated steering wheel activation button. This button activates or deactivates the vehicle's automatic start-stop feature. If you do have the feature activated, the engine will momentarily shut off when you arrive at a stop, such as a traffic light or a traffic jam, to save that extra bit of petrol or diesel depending on what the car is running on. And right here you can turn off the vehicle's traction control system. These buttons right here allow you to adjust the brightness of the interior at night, while this lever allows you to adjust the level of the headlight. Pull this lever to release the fuel flap. The driver's seat in this Carens 4 does get full powered adjustments, with all of the controls located right down there. This one adjusts your lumbar support, this one adjusts your seat back, this one adjusts your seat height, seat inclination and seat position, while this one adjusts your thigh support. Alright, so let's go ahead and see how she revs. The Carens 4 does have a dual zone automatic climate control system. With all of your controls located right down here, it is quite simple to use. You do have your driver's side temperature with your dual button. Dual means if you have it turned on, each side will have individual temperature controls, but if you turn it off, the driver's side will control the temperature for both sides. You do have your front passenger temperature to the left with your automatic mode, off button, fan, speed, different modes, front and rear defrost, air conditioning, as well as your recirculation or outside air buttons. Right here you do have your electronic central locking button. And right down here, you do have some storage, a couple of power outlets, as well as your auxiliary and USB ports. You can purchase a separate cable that plugs into both these ports, and on the other end of that cable will be your iPod connectivity. You do have 3-stage heated seats for the driver and front passenger. And right here you can activate your automatic parking system as well as your parking sensors. The Carens 4 does come standard with an integrated 7-inch touchscreen head unit with various media connectivity options, navigation, and a 6-speaker sound system with an external amp and a subwoofer. I must say the Carens does have quite a decent stock sound system. We are currently in the Bluetooth audio streaming menu with your current song playing information. You do have the title, artist, album, play pause, you can go back a song, go forward a song. Hit this button right here to bring up your list of media options. You do have Bluetooth audio streaming, CD, USB, auxiliary and iPod connectivity. If you hit the radio button, you can go to your FM AM menus, and under those menus you can look at your list of available radio stations in the area, perform a manual tuning search and all that. Hit the media button to go to this menu. You do have your seat track buttons. You can turn off the display right here. You do have your volume and power knob right here. Right above you do have your CD player. The CD player is MP3 compatible. Eject button for the CD player and hit this button to bring up the time. Right here you do have your tuning knob for the FM AM menus. If you hit the map button, you can bring up your navigation maps. Hit this button to bring up your zoom buttons. You can also use this knob right here to zoom in and out. Now if you press and hold on the map itself, you can actually enter your interactive map, so you can go to your desired location if you do not know what the name of the place is called. To exit the interactive map, hit this button. Hit the menu button and you can bring up your different view options, your different route options, and your traffic options. Hit the nav button and you can bring up your destination input menu with your address, last destinations, address book, points of interest, parking areas, and continue guidance. Hit the advanced button and you can bring up more destination input options. You can also input via GPS using the map, tour planner, store position, and store destination. And right here you can store up to 12 favorite navigation destinations. Hit this button to bring up your settings menu. Right here we do have your Bluetooth settings, system settings, traffic settings, display settings, audio settings. Under audio settings you do have your sound system settings. Under sound you do have your bass, mid, treble, balance and fader, your navigation guidance sound settings, and the beep when you touch the display. And right here we do have your navigation settings. Hit this button to bring up your current position information. your route information, and your traffic information. And lastly, hit this button to bring up your Bluetooth telephone menu where you can dial a number, look at your phone book, look at your call lists, and bring up your speed dial. And that's about it. Front quarter windows. And as shown earlier, this car does have power folding side mirrors. Now, if you flick the switch all the way to the right, this means the side mirrors are permanently folded out. If you leave the switch in automatic, this means when you lock the car, the side mirrors fold in, and when you unlock it, the side mirrors fold out. And if you flick the switch all the way to the left, you can fold the side mirrors in from the inside. On the steering wheel, the left spoke houses your audio controls with your seat track buttons, your volume wheel, your different mode selection button, as well as your mute button. Right down here, you do have your on-hook off-hook buttons for the Bluetooth telephone system, as well as your voice control button. Help!
Possible commands are
Cancel! Now, if you activated the voice control system and you did not know what to say, just ask for help, and the system will display a list of available commands. On the right spoke, you do have your cruise control and speed limiter controls, and right down here, you do have your flex steer button as mentioned earlier on, and these two buttons right here control your multi-information display located within the instrument cluster. Use this button to go through the different main menus, and use this button to go through the different sub-menus. We are currently in your driving data menu with your range, average fuel consumption and instant fuel consumption, trip A with your distance travelled, average speed and elapsed time, and trip B with the same set of data just depending on when you last reset it. Next up, we do have your service menu and your user settings. Right here you can set your door settings, light settings, settings menu. Under settings you do have your units, language, welcome sound and all that. And you can also set your service interval right here. And back to your driving data menu. Within that display down below, you do have your outside temperature and mileage. On the right stalk, you do have your wiper controls. And on the left stalk, you do have your light and indicator controls. The steering wheel in this car is tilt and telescopic. You adjust it using this lever right here. You do have a couple of cup holders right here, front center armrest with storage down below, manual dimming, rear view mirror. This button turns off the interior sensors for the alarm system, and you do have your LED interior lights right above. This button activates or deactivates the lights when you open the doors, and this button turns on the lights in front and at the back. These buttons right here opens or closes the shade for the panoramic sunroof. While this lever opens the sunroof itself. It is a fully automatic sunroof, so you do not need to hold on the lever. You can also open up the sunroof as a vent. Sun visor for the driver's side does get a vanity mirror and a light. The light works in such a way that if you turn it on and if you forget to turn it off, just close the visor and the visor will turn it off for you. Alright, so I guess that's it for the startup. We can turn it off right now. And continue with the rest of the tour. You do have some storage down below together with a bottle holder and your speaker. And you do have your window control right there. You do have sunshades for the rear windows. The three individual middle row seats in the Carens do move independently of each other. To slide the seat forward and back, locate the lever at the bottom of the seat base and slide the seat to your desired position. To gain access to the last row of seats, locate the lever on the side of the headrest, pull it, flip the seat back forward, then slide the whole seat forward and you can climb into the back. To adjust the angle of the seat back, pull the same lever on the side of the headrest and move the seat back to a comfortable position. To flip the seat back down, pull a lever on the side of the seat base for the outer two seats and the lever used to adjust the seat back angle for the middle seat and flip the seat back down. To fold the last row of seats down, locate the straps attached by Velcro on the seat backs, pull it and simply flip the seat backs down. Now that I am in the last row of seats, it is actually quite cramped back here. There is not much room to move about. My head is actually bending down a little bit so I can feel a bit comfortable back here. There is a bit of room to stretch out my feet underneath the middle row seats. But as shown earlier, you can actually adjust the position of the middle row seats so you can allow for more leg room for the last row of seats. You still do get storage areas on either sides with a cup holder for the right. Also for the right is a speaker. You do have underfloor storage for the middle row. With the middle row seats in their furthest back position and the driver's seat set in a position that I would feel comfortable in, I'm about 5'7", which is about 1.7 meters tall. There is actually quite a lot of room to stretch out my feet underneath the driver's seat. As for leg room, I get about this much. And I do get about this much in terms of headroom. It is actually quite nice and alright back here. The seats are comfortable. You do get storage pockets on the front seat backs, tray tables on the front seat backs as well, with a cutout for a cup holder. You do have rear aircon vents with a power outlet right down here. You do not have a rear center armrest for this car, but if you fold the middle seat down, you actually do have a couple of cup holders and a bit of storage. You do get grip handles on the ceiling with hooks for both sides at the back. And also on both sides you do have your rear interior lights. Again, they are LED powered. To open up the rear hatch, go towards the rear hatch itself and locate a touchpad right beneath the Kia badge. Boot space in the Carens in 7-seat, 5-seat and 2-seat modes are 100 litres, 492 litres and 1650 litres respectively. To the left of the boot is an LED light that illuminates the area and a power outlet, and to the right there is a slot for the portable LED torch light. The Carens 4 is equipped with privacy glass for the rear windows and the rear windscreen. You do have adjustable headrests for all rows of seats in this car. You do have your window control right there, together with a speaker, a bottle holder and some storage down below. The front passenger seat in this car does get full manual adjustments. This lever controls your seat back, and this bar down here controls your seat position. You do have a bit of storage right here. Nicely sized glove box. You do have the option of having a chilled glove box just by twisting the knob right in here. Grip handle for the front passenger. And the front passenger's sun visor does get a vanity mirror with the same light mechanism as found on the driver's side. Alright, so let's start it up. with the door closed. Alright, so that's it for the startup and full vehicle tour video of this 2016 Kia Carens 1.7 CRDi 4. Thanks for watching and goodbye.